What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of another episode, actually, of the Love Lounge on Wednesdays with Donte Felip. I appreciate everybody who's been tuning in on Wednesday nights. The audience is growing. I'm just here to be an inspiration. Give some insight. Give some maybe drop some nuggets that could help us with understanding the process. Again, this is specifically for people that are not married, single people. That's who this is really for. You know what I mean? People that have been married before, you're not married now. And married folks can listen in. There's no problem. But that's who this is. This is right here. Love Lounge is for that group of people. It's about being able to prepare ourselves for the opportunity of love and prepare ourselves to walk into that and be able to have a sustainable, powerful relationship in our future with somebody that we really care about. So that's what this is about. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy having the opportunity to do it. Definitely share these messages. I think last week was powerful. We started with the power of the woman. I think it was a powerful message. If you haven't heard it, you definitely want to go back and listen in on that. That was a powerful message, and we're going to do part 2 today, Power of a Woman. Again, I encourage you to share the page. You can share the page, but actually share these videos with somebody. You just never know what is said that could impact somebody's life, that could change somebody's perspective of their past circumstances, their present circumstances, maybe a decision that they're about to make. You know what I'm saying? You just never know what, can help somebody and what somebody could be going through or contemplating. That this can help them with. So don't be selfish. Definitely share this. I'm not going to be long. I'm never long. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. Tonight we're doing part 2 of the power of a woman. So I'm about to go ahead and get started. Just want to make sure that you guys are good, you can see, and the whole 9 yards. Sorry for the refocusing. It does that. It's automatic. All right. So let's do this. All right. So today we're talking. This is part 2 of the power of a woman. You know, last week I talked about the significance and how important it is for first the woman to understand her power. That we've underestimated as a society, as a culture, we've underestimated the power of the woman. And underestimating the power of the woman and the feminine energy in general will just absolutely decimate everything else that exists. Because without the feminine energy, without the woman present, none of us are here. Without the woman's power, without what she carries on a daily basis, whether she's aware of it or not, nothing moves. Everything that I'm reiterating last week, everything that is created and successful is always wrapped around a woman. Every commercial that you look at that is successful or that has an impact on the culture, a woman is always present. And that's because you all are carrying an authentic power to create, to manifest, and to materialize. Not just giving birth, which is a very powerful thing in itself. I mean, you're talking about, again, a soul that was living in a world that could not be seen is now transported into the world that is seen, into our world. That is an amazing, amazing ability that our women have. And I think that we underestimate that power and that energy and that power that women carry. But it's not just with giving birth to children. Women also carry the power of materializing dreams. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, you know, I've heard the story of Barack Obama and him going from being a boy to becoming a man. And I'm gonna tell you, from what I understand, Michelle Obama was very instrumental in him becoming the figure that he was, that we witnessed for 8 years. I mean, whether or not you agree with the politics or not, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you can see and you can sense the presence that Michelle carried, and that she was a true backbone within her family structure, and that without her functioning the way she did within her family and with her man, we could not have had a Barack Obama. It's absolutely impossible. I'm not saying that if Michelle didn't exist or in his life or whatever, that he may have not had a successful career in politics, but I'm gonna tell you right now, that was the best first lady that this nation has ever seen. And I'm not saying that because she's black. I'm not saying that, you know, for any racial reason. No, I'm saying that because it's true. That presidency had major precedence because of what Michelle Obama brought to that administration. She reshaped what it means to be a first lady. And I'm going to tell you right now, for every man that is watching this video, or every man that's connected to a woman that is watching this video, you have to understand and keenly pay attention to the power of the woman. If not, you can find yourself in major circumstances that you can regret. And I'm going to tell you why. Again, you know, you guys know I like to use biblical stories and things like that just for the point, a reference point, right? In order to bring about the universal principles. So last week I was talking about Solomon, and specifically the book, The Song of Solomon, where it's a wife that is unnamed, his wife that is unnamed. She's clearly a black woman. The Bible says that she was very dark. So she's a black woman. And I'm going to tell you something. The book opens up with this woman not just complimenting Solomon. Clearly, she had an insight into who Solomon was that was so deep and touched him so deeply that it made all 700 of his other wives and concubines disappear. And when I say disappear, it doesn't mean that they weren't present anymore. What I mean by that is that they didn't matter as much. In the Bible, you know, Solomon is the richest man in the Bible, and he's the wisest man in the Bible. So you're talking about a man that had 700 women around him at any given time. You know, what specifically was so magnificent about this woman that kept his attention, or not just kept his attention, but drew him to the point where he had shut down. I mean, this woman had said in the book, you got to go read it if you never read it. It's very poetic. She said in the book, she said, listen, she compliments him and tells him, listen, it makes sense that women, and I'm paraphrasing, it makes sense that the woman, it says the virgins are attracted to you. That's what it says, right? She recognizes the power within that man. But then she turns around and says, but I am not to be veiled by the companions in your life, the other companions. I'm not to walk in the flock, she says, of your other companions. That meant that she understood her own worth. I'm going to tell you something. What sets a woman apart from any other woman that you will meet, and I'm speaking to the fellas right now, the women listen in, of course, but what sets a woman apart in your life is a woman who can see differently. A woman that has a level of perception and intuition that you've never experienced before. That sets a woman apart from any other woman that you could ever experience. It supersedes any physical experience that you ever had. Having a woman that is all the way tapped into who she is and tapped into her power. I said this before, the Bible uses the word paraclete for the woman. And the only other time that word is used that I know of in the Bible is when it talks about the spirit, right? So the woman has an innate ability to see differently from any other creature, or I should say any other human. There's only one other kind of, it's a male, but I'm saying the woman's ability to see, the woman's ability to be able to interpret life in a manner that is just different from anybody else is out of this world. She's the compass that takes the family from point A to point B. Now, I'm not taking away anything from the man. We'll talk about the man later, but right now we're talking about the power of the woman, right? Now, I also talked about Samson. I'm not going to be long before you. I also talked about Samson, right? And Samson ran into Delilah. I'm going to tell you what's key about this story with Samson and Delilah. If y'all haven't read it, look at the last video and you'll see what I'm talking about. But at the end of the day, Samson ends up losing his life because he falls in love with Delilah. I'm going to tell you what one of the most key things about this story is, about Samson and Delilah. Delilah clearly wasn't in love with Samson, right? And she was actually a woman that was in the camp of his enemies, right? But he falls in love with her. So, of course, her camp says, look, we want you to go and set him up. Figure out what is his power, because Samson was the most powerful, most like basically he was like Hulk. You know what I'm saying? So he was strong. No man could beat him physically. You know what I'm saying? Like, period, right? So they say, go figure out what it is that's making him so strong so we can defeat them in war. You understand what I'm saying? Let me tell you something, fellas, and this is for the ladies. Listen very closely to this. Beware. Now, before I even say that, let me give you a little bit more of the story. So she goes and she asks Samson three separate times, what is your power? He gives her a false answer 2 out of 3 times. What is your power? And the whole time he has no idea that the reason why she's asking is because she wants to set him up so that he can end up losing his life and losing everything and helping her people, basically, right? The sunken place. You'll get that later. So anyway, she ends up in the place. She ends up setting Samson up. But let me tell you something. Listen in, the ladies and gentlemen, listen into this key point. Beware of men and women that come in your life and don't have the intuition nor the perception to see your power. I'm going to say that again. Beware of men and women that come into your life and they do not have the discernment or the intuition to see your power. The first thing that Solomon's wife says is that you're amazing. You're wise. She can't find the words to describe all the things that she sees in Solomon. Right? Solomon is dealing with over 700 women. So, how different can she really speak to him, except the fact that she had a level of perception that separated her from every woman that ever came across his path. This principle is for both men and women. I need y'all to understand this very clearly. Make sure that when you are entering into the agreement of relationship with somebody, that they understand your power. Let me tell you why. Because if you are not with somebody or dealing with somebody that understands your power already, you may risk that person helping you to lose your power. Whatever your powers are, whatever it is your purpose is, the person that is in your life, the way you know that they are destined to be in your life is that they can see things in you that you may not be able to see yourself. They can pull gifts out of you that you have not been able to pull out yourself. Those are key points and key notes of that you want to keep in mind when you are considering someone to be a significant other in your life. It is very important that we wrap our hearts around the matter of the power of our women. They have the power to build us, but the wrong woman can destroy you as well. Women know this by having relationships with other women, and I don't mean relationships in terms of romantically. I'm talking about friendships. Women know this about other women. Women can either be the greatest catalyst for your success or the greatest antagonist for your fall. We have to understand the power of our women. Ladies, let me tell you something. When you believe it is time for you to start to connect to whoever the man you believe that you are connecting to and your purpose to be with, the first way that you're going to separate yourself from any other woman he ever dealt with is telling him and explaining to him and showing, not explaining, but showing him through your words and through your actions that you see something deeper than any other woman he's ever been in love with or that he's ever been in a relationship with. That is going to instantly put you in an entirely different bracket than anybody else. I'm telling you right now, a man cannot disconnect himself from a woman that spiritually. Let me tell you what she says, what Solomon's wife said. Solomon's wife says to him, she says, "Oh man, who my soul loves." See, it's easy because we naturally fall in love with things that look good and that feel good, right? We naturally connect to things that feel right to us, whether it's chemically, whether it's through chemistry, or whether it's through touch, feel, whatever it is. Whatever is feeding our senses, it's natural that we start to connect with that. But let me tell you something. When you are in a relationship with someone that can love you on the level of your soul, that's something that no man can disconnect himself from. I'm not saying that he won't make mistakes. I'm not saying that fellas, I'm not saying she won't make mistakes. But what I'm telling you right now, that you can count and you could take this to the bank, that when a woman is connected to you spiritually and in your soul, you found something different from anything else you're going to run into. And that's my message for tonight, y'all. Love y'all. Power of a Woman Part 2. Y'all share this with somebody. I'm telling you, every week, I'm just going to be dropping these nuggets, man. I'm telling you right now, I'm dropping bombs. I'm dropping bombs on here. I'm telling you right now. It's not going to be, I'm not giving y'all no feel good. Oh, what you want to hit. No, I'm giving you things that you can really apply to your life. I'm giving you things that you can really take back into your life and apply them. And I guarantee there'll be women and men that have not been able to lock down a relationship in 13 years, 15 years, 20 years. If you listen to these principles, I'm guaranteeing you right now, I'm letting you know that you'll draw the individual that is purposed to be in your life. Until next time, I love y'all. Love Lounge every Wednesday. Shout out to my brother, too. Shout out to my sister, Dominique B, and the whole squad. Love y'all. We back next week on the radio show. I'm here every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Love Lounge. Y'all share this, man. Somebody needs to hear these messages. Trust me. Don't be selfish. I'll see y'all next time. I love y'all, man.